Welcome to this week's Q&A. We have a very topical question from one of our Australian expat viewers in London this week, and it relates to stamp duty and what transpired in the New South Wales state budget, which was just released this week. In particular, this relates to the first home buyer choice reforms, where from 16th of January 2023, so early next year, eligible first home buyers will have the option of paying an annual property tax, which will involve a payment of $400 plus 0.3% of the land value of that property, or the normal rate of stamp duty up front. The government has brought in an example or shown a scenario of somebody buying an apartment for $750,000, and the saving is substantial in terms of an upfront payment because stamp duty was over $20,000 and the annual property tax is just over $1,200. So I think it's a genuine reform, and I think it's going to help first home buyers in New South Wales, because stamp duty has always been a very large impost for property purchases, as all our viewers know and we all know. So this is really going to help. And I think the other thing that really appeals to me is that this is not then set in stone or perpetuity. So if a first home buyer chooses to pay the property tax on an annual basis and saves up money to then upgrade and buy a bigger, more expensive home down the track, when they go to sell that property, the new purchaser is not locked into retaining the annual property tax payment regime, but can opt to pay stamp duty again. And I think that's really important because it can safeguard against potential bracket creep, as it were, or increases in the 0.3% that may be levied in the future. So I think it's a really positive outcome for everyone, and it really will assist people to enter the market. I guess the only thing we need to keep an eye on is that potentially this large saving of upfront expenditure could somehow find itself into determining the end value, I suppose, of the property that someone is purchasing, and the vendor might actually get a lot of that benefit in terms of an increased price, because the first home buyer has the availability for extra funds to enter the market up front. Anyway, that's just something to be watched in time. It's not a detriment, and I think this is a very positive step forward by the New South Wales government. Obviously, it only relates to a small number of transactions within the market due to the $1.5 million cap. However, I think it's a great start, and we'll see what happens in the future. If you find this useful and like what you hear, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click like. And if you need any further information or would like to find out something more about this, please email us or call us and we'll respond to you. I'm Andrew Unterweger from Wise Guru, and I'll see you at next week's Q&A.